Have you ever noticed that the space around you seems to begin changing, even without any visible reason, as if, in one moment, the home becomes different, not in its shape, not in its objects, but in its feeling? Everything seems to be in its place, yet inside there appears a strange heaviness that is difficult to explain in words. The air feels denser than usual, quieter, as if it is holding something unspoken, and thoughts become tangled, as if they lose their clarity and no longer flow freely as before. Sometimes this feeling comes gently, almost imperceptibly, and sometimes it arrives all at once, creating the sense that the space has stopped supporting you the way it used to. But it is important to remember, space is alive. It is not just the background of your life, not just walls and objects around you. It absorbs the emotions, words, and vibrations of each day. It responds to your inner state, like a mirror that reflects not appearance, but energy. And the most amazing thing is, it is always ready to change with you. Today, you will learn how to gently and carefully cleanse the energy of your home, without struggle, without tension, without fear, only through attention, intention, and inner light. And step by step, you will be able to return lightness, harmony, and a sense of life's flow to your space, the very state in which your home becomes once again a place of strength, support, and calm. Every home holds memory, even if we cannot always see or consciously perceive it. The walls, objects, and air within the space become like witnesses to everything that has happened there. Every event leaves its invisible trace, like a soft energetic imprint that continues to live in the space. Every corner of the home absorbs emotions, words, and thoughts. It remembers moments of joy when everything felt simple and bright. And it also holds the tension of conflicts, even if they have long been left in the past. It remembers silence, peaceful and soothing, or heavy, filled with unspoken words, and even anticipation, when time seems to stand still in expectation of something important. Over time, all these layers build up on one another, and if the energy is not renewed, not cleansed, not set in motion, the space begins to stagnate. It seems to freeze from within. It loses lightness, becomes denser, heavier to perceive. In such a home, it becomes harder to rest, harder to think clearly, harder to feel inspiration. But there is nothing irreversible in this, and most importantly, the good news is that you can change everything. No complex rituals or external conditions are needed. Everything begins with your inner state, with your attention and intention, right now, at this very moment. Simply by directing your conscious intention, the space begins to respond. Gently, gradually, but inevitably, because your home always hears you. Before you begin cleansing the space, it is very important to pause for a moment, not to rush, not to try to change anything immediately, but to allow yourself simply to be here and now. Take a deep, calm breath. Feel the air gently filling you from within, and then an slow, mindful exhale, as if all the accumulated tension of the day is leaving with it. Another inhale, and an even softer exhale. With each movement of your breath, you are returning to yourself, to your body, to your inner sense of presence. Feel your feet, feel your hands, feel how you are here, in this moment, in this space, in this reality. Nothing needs to be done perfectly right now. It is enough simply to be. If you wish, light a candle. Let its gentle flame become a symbol of your intention. Observe how the flame moves calmly, reminding you of the living energy within and around you. If you don't have a candle, it doesn't matter. Simply imagine a warm, soft light beginning to appear in your palms. It may be golden, white, or transparent. Whatever your intuition feels, allow this light to grow stronger, to become steady and calm. And in this state of quiet presence, gently say inwardly or aloud, I open the space of light. I release everything that no longer serves me. And simply feel how these words begin to change your inner state, not through effort, but through acceptance and allowing. Imagine how, deep within your chest, a soft, warm light begins to awaken. At first, it is barely noticeable, like a quiet inner glow born from the very center of your heart. It is neither bright nor sharp, but calm, alive, filled with a sense of safety and inner harmony. With each of your inhales, this light grows slightly stronger. It begins to gently expand, filling your entire inner space, like a source of pure, clean energy awakening within you. And gradually, this light moves beyond the boundaries of your body. It begins to fill the room you are in. First, the immediate space around you, then wider and wider, until it encompasses the entire home. It gently touches the walls, not breaking or forcing change, but as if embracing every surface with a warm presence. It flows into the corners where heaviness may have settled, filling them with lightness and calm. It passes through objects, as if through the memory of the space, illuminating everything that was hidden or forgotten. And in this light, a natural release begins to happen. Everything heavy dissolves, like smoke disappearing into the dawn. Everything foreign that may have remained in your space gently leaves without a trace. Everything old, everything that has served its purpose, is released without struggle or tension. There is no effort here, no need to control or fix anything. You simply allow the light to do its work, calmly, deeply, naturally. And in response, the space begins to change. It feels as if it comes alive, becoming lighter, more transparent, cleaner. And you may feel how your home responds to this inner light, softly, gently, with gratitude. Now gently shift your attention and imagine how life gradually returns to your home. Not abruptly or suddenly, but calmly and naturally, like a sunrise slowly filling the space with light. First, a sense of lightness appears. It requires no effort and depends on no external circumstances. It simply arises, as if the air becomes slightly less dense, slightly easier to breathe. Then warmth arrives. It may be barely noticeable, like an inner expansion, like a soft presence of comfort in every room. This is not only physical warmth, but a state in which it feels peaceful to be in your space. And along with this, a sense of calm begins to emerge. It is not empty or cold, but alive, deep, and supportive. A calm in which nothing needs to be controlled, because everything is already in balance. Gradually, you may notice the air in the space becoming more transparent, as if a subtle veil is lifting. Within this state, even your breathing feels different, lighter and deeper. Your thoughts begin to settle and align, becoming clearer. They no longer tangle, no longer rush, no longer press. They flow calmly, like still water reflecting light, and the entire space around you seems to come alive. It is no longer just a background. It becomes living, sensing, responsive. You can almost physically feel energy beginning to flow freely again, softly, evenly, without obstruction. And in this state comes a simple realization: this is your home. It is connected to you, and it always responds to your inner state, gently, precisely, and deeply. Now it is important to softly anchor this state, so it does not remain only a passing feeling, but becomes a stable inner foundation that continues to support you and your space. Allow yourself to slow down for a moment. Feel how changes are already present within you, subtle but real. The space feels lighter, you're breathing freer, and there is more silence and clarity inside. And in this state of calm presence, say inwardly or aloud, slowly and consciously, letting each word resonate deeply within you, "My home is filled with light. My home is protected and harmonious. My space supports me. Do not rush. Allow each phrase to unfold within you as if it is not just being spoken, but gently settling into the very space around you. Imagine these words filling your home with a soft radiance, how they settle into the air, the walls, every room, how they become part of the energetic field of your space. And at some point, you may feel that these are no longer just words. They begin to feel like reality, like an already existing state that you are not creating, but simply recognizing. Feel how the space responds to your inner choice, how it seems to align itself, becoming stable, calm, and supportive. And in this quiet feeling comes the understanding your home truly hears you, and it is always ready to reflect the energy you direct into it. And remember, cleansing space is not a one-time ritual, nor an action that needs to be done once and for all. It is a living process that evolves together with you, along with your inner state, your thoughts, feelings, and experiences. Your home is not just walls and objects. It is a reflection of your energy, your inner world, your path. And just as you go through different states, so too does the space around you naturally change, absorbing and reflecting those shifts. That is why cleansing is not a struggle against something bad, but a gentle, conscious dialogue with the energy of your life. It is a subtle interaction in which you do not suppress the space, but listen to it, and at the same time allow it to respond to you. Each time you return your attention to your home, when you fill it with light, intention, and calm, you are gently realigning the flow of energy. You are reminding your space of what it can be in its clear, harmonious state. And the more often you bring this light back into your home, not through effort, but through presence and awareness, the more the response of the space begins to change. Gradually, you may notice that your home becomes more alive, more supportive. It seems to answer you with softness, clarity, a sense of comfort, and inner stability. And in this quiet interaction, balance is born. You fill the space with light, and the space in return reflects that light back to you, amplifying your state, supporting your inner world, and creating a sense of harmony that deepens with each time.